Okay, we have to acknowledge right from the start that your friend's behavior is very aggressive. She's deeply committed to a passive communication. She's essentially broadcasting on all frequencies a very strong message that she's a victim and that she's suffering from a profound deprivation. So this is the message, and she's doing this really by bending reality to suit her own needs. Clearly, the world is not all bad. We all know that people die. There are changes. We have to say goodbye sometimes to coworkers changing a job, this sort of thing. But this is the standard stuff of life. What's going on here is that that's all being distorted into this extremely negative message of victimhood. Um, and we have to ask, why is it that your friend is so committed to this message? Now, when people are repeating a message over and over and over again, the way she's effectively doing here, even though it's sort of a passive message, it's typically because they don't feel like their message is being heard. So what seems to be going on is she doesn't feel that anyone's acknowledging her senses of deprivation. And so she has just turned up the volume again and again. It's like when someone doesn't understand you and you find yourself yelling at them. That's essentially what she's doing. She's sort of quietly yelling, I am a victim. I am being deprived. I don't have what I need. Now, at some level, we also have to acknowledge that discharging anger is gratifying, and she is discharging anger by refusing to see anything positive and by this reality-bending process of extreme negativity. And so, at some level, she's enjoying this. She's become a little bit addicted to it. Unfortunately, like most addicts, as she gets more and more lost in her world of her addiction, she loses her friends. And that seems to be what's going on here. She's chasing you, and I'm sure plenty of other people, away by refusing to see reality and sticking to this distorted reality that she insists must be the case. All right, so the question now is, what can you do about this? Well, unfortunately, the best place for her to work on this issue would be therapy, and it sounds like you have suggested that and that she's already said no. And that's a shame. Because it may well be that she's going to lose a lot of friends before she finally realizes she needs to, face up to the fact that the world isn't really as negative as she's making it out to be, and that she needs to figure out why she's so addicted to this distortion that she's been, sending out on all frequencies. So what can you do? Well, you can at least try to approach her and investigate. Instead of attacking her, you don't want to do that. You don't want to say, you're all negative all the time, or don't you see that that's not right? Instead, you want to ask questions. It's always easiest for people to hear questions. It's the sort of easiest piece of communication to receive. So I would inquire. I'd say, listen, it sounds like things are really bad for you. It sounds like, you really feel deprived and you feel like things haven't gone well. Talk to me about it. I think that's pretty much what I would do as a therapist. I would really just engage in reflective listening, which is where you just listen and pretty much give the person back a reflection of what they're giving you. If she's giving you a lot of negativity, you can say, well, it sounds like things are really terrible and negative. It sounds like there's really not much good in your life, not much good in the world as you see it. That might be enough to make her just get a little glimpse of what she's doing and own up to it a bit and admit that, no, the world is not such a terrible place. There's something else going on here, something else that maybe I need to recognize and talk about in an active, open, honest way.